How's it going, guys? Toasty Bros here.
And today we're going to be continuing with the A10-7860K, but this time we're going to do some real benchmarks.
So let's roll that intro. Alright guys, so we're here with the benchmarks of the A10-7860K, which AMD was really nice for sending over. It's their high-end APU, and we're going to do some gaming benchmarks with it. Really nice APU. If you haven't seen the unboxing video, check it out. I'll be sure to put a little thingy right here, go to the channel. But we have 8 gigs of RAM that we're going to put inside this thing. This stuff's
actually really fast. 2400 megahertz, so this would be perfect.
So that was one thing that's going to be really cool, is having the fast RAM for an APU. Really awesome. And also for the motherboard we have, well, I guess we'll go hard drive first because it's on top. Right. This is a 1.5 terabyte hard drive, just a random hard drive, because we didn't really need to get an SSD for this because this is just for benchmarking, and we're kind of making like a test bench. And since the APU is kind of a budget-oriented type scenario, you most likely might just have a hard drive in your computer. So that's definitely a good test case. And the motherboard is the ASRock FM2 Plus motherboard with a long name.
Which she's basically done an unboxing of that. It was just an AM3 Plus board.
It's pretty much the exact same board, but for FM2.
If you want to see an unboxing, check that out.
Yeah,
it's a pretty nice looking board though.
Yeah, it's really nice, really nice. But and also for power supply, that's a
Insignia.
450 watts.
It's 430.
Oh, let's read this side or something.
400.
Something around.
It says 4050, but that doesn't make sense. It's a 400 watt.
Oh, okay. So it's a 400 watt power supply. We can't really remember. We get confused with the power.
That just says that's what the peak power is. So I'm assuming it's like a 430 or 420.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, that's our power supply. This is the system. We pretty much show you all how we build our stuff. So we're going to do kind of a time lapse of us building it and then get right into the benchmarks. But yeah, let's
And by the way, there's already thermal paste on this cooler. Just to let you guys know, because every time we do a build, you guys are like, idiots, no thermal paste. Well, there's thermal paste on it.
Another thing we should address real quick is we were kind of wrong about the cooler. It is not.
I was wrong.
Yeah, it was not the Wrath cooler, the new one that AMD is coming out with, but it is still really beefy CPU.
It's like the equivalent of like an 8350 cooler.
Yeah. So we are going to get into the build. So time lapse. That's the power LED. Those are the LEDs.
Here's where Matt struggles to figure out.
Those are the LEDs.
Which ones he needs to short out here.
Which ones are they?
Just touch them together.
Touching them. Touch.
Is the power supply plugged in? Okay, so we're good. It's really quiet.
It is really quiet. It's a quiet cooler, dude. All right, so we're getting booted up already. Don't stop. Let's not have a repeat.
I told him about that in the video.
Yeah, I'll watch this. Okay, so we are on the boot screen. We need to install Windows real quick, and
we're gonna be doing Windows 7, by the way.
Yeah, it's just the generic thing they go with. So we're gonna install some Windows 7 and install some games, and then benchmark time.
All right, guys. So now, don't forget when you get an APU or CPU or GPU, you need to get drivers, or else your stuff's not gonna run right. So we went ahead and went on AMD's site. You can do the actual auto install where it will auto detect, and it auto detects what APU or graphics you have.
And installing it in Polish.
Yeah, let's not do that. And it'll install them for you. A lot of times those don't work for some reason, like it won't let you download it, so you might have to manually install them, which is what we had to do. But now we're good with the drivers, and so now we're going to go ahead and install some games to test out. Okay guys, and now what you have all been waiting for, we're finally going to do some gaming tests.
Alright guys, so we picked up 4 games that we're going to test. It's a really interesting suite of games, so I'm going to go over exactly what we picked up. We got Crysis 2 Maximum Edition, Killing Floor 2, Metro Last Light Redux, and The Forest. Now, just for a heads up, all these tests are going to be done on a 720p display, mainly for budget purposes, and really it's the one display we had at our disposal. So we really wanted to test the integrated GPU unlike, let's say, an office-type PC where you may only have a 720p display available. And we're just going to show what an office-type PC can do with gaming on the side. So it's very budget-oriented, so we really want to orient it a budget-type monitor. So that's our explanation for the 720p display. And also we're going to be doing benchmarks using Cinebench, and we're going to be reading CPU temps and usage using the CPU ID hardware monitor.
Okay guys, so we actually already did Crysis 2 benchmark, and well, everything was just being really slow, so we were like, alright, what's up with that? So we checked out the BIOS and we realized our RAM was running at 1600 megahertz. Now this is 2400 megahertz RAM. APUs rely really heavily on RAM. So we upped that to the 2400 megahertz, didn't overclock the APU or anything, and we literally got a full, I don't even, 10, 11 FPS boost, which right now we're running Crysis on Ultra. It's a little bit above 720p. It's like 1366 by 738 or 68, yeah, whatever. But it's above 720p, and we're going to go and do the 30-second benchmarks with fraps, where it'll give us average, minimum, and maximum. And so let's go ahead and get to it.
Alright guys, so this is the Cinebench R15 benchmark. We're running the CPU bench right now. We're going to get a composite score shortly. So this is to test the overall CPU capabilities, not worrying about the graphics card portion, which is mainly what affects gaming. But this CPU bench will just basically show its overall performance in rendering a picture file, for those who don't know what Cinebench is. Alright guys, so we came out with the Cinebench score of 293, which is respectable for the price range of the CPU at $110. And mainly, since it's an APU, you really focus on the graphics part. You can do some video editing on the side with this thing and other sorts of like multi-threaded workload, but it's really not going to be comparable to an i7 of that sort. But really, that's basically the test for this. So we're also going to run the OpenGL test to see exactly how it performs that way. So we're going to go ahead and click run on that one. Okay guys, so it looks like This integrated graphics is pretty decent for what it's doing. It averaged 46 FPS, which it's on par with an older GTX 460 and a 5770, but those are more like dedicated cards, so you might see a better, like it might be kind of different with that. But yeah, it's pretty respectable for having integrated graphics.
So overall, we're just going to talk about this APU build that we did. So it ended up being, the APU itself is $115. Now you got to remember, that's graphics card and CPU combined. You can always add another graphics card if you want to get even more performance. But after we just played those games, honestly, it's better than almost any computer that I've ever built besides the one that I have now, and that's like $600-700 into it. This one is like maybe $250, maybe $300 at the most. You know, not including, or including the case that we just got, because we're doing an actual build with it. So stay tuned for that. But you gotta remember, all those Cinebench tests and everything we did, those were combined like graphics cards plus like i7s that are gonna cost you well over $300-400. So yeah.
Overall, this is a really awesome build, and stay tuned. We'll be doing a live build coming up this Sunday for Toasted Cribs. I'm not sure when this is gonna get uploaded, but there will be a build guide coming up on YouTube if you don't catch the live stream of us basically putting this together and doing 1080p benchmarks. For those who are concerned with this being only 720p benchmarks, we're going to be doing 1080p benchmarks with it as well, and it's going to be in a cool DIY PC case, DIY PC case, something like that. DIY.
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself PC case. DIY PC case. So yeah, so we're going to be doing that, and special thanks to AMD again for sending over their processor. Really awesome guys. Hope to get some more stuff that we're going to be doing from them, and yeah, this was a really cool build. I really like this processor. I'm really impressed with it actually. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, leave a like, comment, subscribe, check out all our other social media links, and I hope you have a wonderful day.